Without any further ado, our next speaker, we're going to have a speaker come up. His name is Sam Das, and Sam is the president of the Indian community and leader of the Asian Heritage Society. And he's going to speak on this UCOF theme that we're here for today.
More than 5,000 years ago, there existed a very advanced and flourishing civilization by the banks of the river Indus and its tributaries. This civilization was called the Indus Valley Civilization. From the ruins that has been excavated, we come to know that fashionable design was an integral part of the culture of that civilization. Over the years, many people from different parts of the world came to this land. Some came as settlers, some as invaders, some came as traders and merchants, and some as rulers. But in the end, everyone mingled together to form the present nation of India. As you can understand, India is a country of unimaginable diversity, a country of colors, contrast, and contradictions. And this can be attributed to the diversity it has with its geography, its climate, its culture, and of course, religion. A country of 1.38 billion people, India has 28 states and 8 union territories. And each state is uniquely different from the other states with respect to their clothing and fashion. I wanted to show some visuals, but unfortunately I don't have those with us. But I can give you an overview of the diversity that we have in our country. Traditionally, men wear kurta and dhoti. Kurta is something that I am wearing. It may be a bit longer with intricate carvings and embroidery work. And dhoti is a piece of cloth wrapped around the waist. And also kurta and pajama. Pajama is a kind of leggings for men. And women wear sari, which is a single piece of cloth worn around the body, or what's called salwar kameez, which is a two-piece, a tunic and a legging. But as I mentioned, each state has its different flavors. If you go to Punjab, you will find men wearing turbans and they have beard. If you go to Rajasthan and Gujarat, beautiful, colorful clothing the men and women wear. Further north, if you go to Kashmir, colorful clothing. There are mostly Muslim population. The women use head coverings. Go further down to south, you will see men and women wear white clothing, something called veshti, wrapped around the waist. And women are fond of putting white flowers on their heads. If you go to further northeast, in Assam, the women wear a type of traditional dress called mekhla. In Mizoram, it's called puan. So the list can go on like this. And this dressing and fashion is also influenced by the different festivals and occasions. I come from the state of West Bengal, which is in the farthest east of India. And during my wedding, my wife Dalia wore a beautiful red traditional sari, which is very common in that part of the country. And sometimes the Bengali women wear white sari with a red border. And if you see some photos, do not miss to notice a red dot on the forehead of the women. That's called a bindi. It's very popular among the married women, but now many colorful bindis are fashion statements even among the unmarried ladies too. So you can understand that India is a country with immense diversity. And this diversity is a strength of India. And India, nowadays, the fashion of India has gone global. Many internationally reputed fashion designers from India display their creative works in big events like the Lakme Fashion Week, which is attended by hundreds of international celebrities. Bollywood movies is another avenue which has popularized Indian fashion in the rest of the world. India, as a country, can be a perfect example to show the world how cultural awareness, integration, and adoption can establish harmony in the society and establish unity in diversity. Thank you so much for organizing this wonderful event, and I'm glad to be a part of this. Thank you.